Hi everyone, welcome. Today is a public holiday, Human Rights Day here in my country. In the area of my home, it is deadly quiet because no one has gone to work. There were no SUVs revving up or people arguing at 6:30 in the morning. Absolutely lovely. I stayed in bed until about 7:30 a.m. answering DMs. However, in the distance towards town, we can already hear the stands being set up and the extra traffic due to the arrival of campers and other guests to the festival. Last year, I took Dragon Man and we did the entire festival, the displays in town, the rides and the games and the market. This year, however, I'm opting out and convinced my daughter to take Dragon Man. I'll only do the art exhibitions in town. Entry is free and so is looking. Maybe I'll buy a corn dog or a shawarma. Maybe. Okay, let's talk. Yeah, and I'm still not going to do the video I told you about naughty. But guys, I have so many things I want to do. I get so distracted. Then I sit and stare out of the window, see a branch hanging over the roof which needs cutting, realize I did not water my plants yesterday. You know how it is. Anyway, no more promises. I'll do it when I've gathered enough guts to finish this search and research. Today, I want to talk to you about Harry's visa and the gossip I heard. Please note, gossip, okay? However, it can absolutely be true or not. The gossip contains a large portion of truth, so there is a likelihood that the rest is actually true or could be true. So let's start at the beginning, and I'll keep it short. After Harry's numerous interviews to promote his book Spare, and after the book was released, the Heritage Foundation requested that DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, release information to them regarding Harry's visa application. DHS said no, it is an invasion of Harry's privacy, and they went to court. The reason why the Heritage Foundation requested the information has everything to do with Harry's admission in interviews and in his book of his past and present drug use. Although some of the drugs used by Harry are legal in certain quantities for personal use in California, Harry is not a United States citizen and thus does not fall under state law, but under federal law, and therefore everything he used or still is using are illegal under federal law. But I digress. Although I felt the Heritage Foundation should have played on that particular part more heavily in the beginning, their main concern is whether Harry lied on his visa application, which is obviously an official legal document, and if so, whether he should not have been allowed into the country in the first place. Now, after a hearing last month, Judge Nichols told DHS that their arguments were insufficiently detailed for him to make a ruling. Judge Nichols said, and I quote, "Having reviewed the parties' written submissions and heard oral arguments on motions, the court concludes that in-camera review is necessary to determine whether the records in dispute come within the scope of the claimed exemptions," meaning that DHS have to provide him with the documents first. He will then review it in camera before deciding whether there are grounds to act on it or release it to the Heritage Foundation or to make it public. Judge Nichols gave the DHS until today, March the 21st, to provide him with the paperwork. However, on the 17th of March, DHS filed a motion for extension of time to comply with the court order. They applied for a 14-day extension. Now, why would they do that? Well, they say in their documentation or in their motion that they did not expect a GLOMAR response. Now, what is a GLOMAR response? Well, it is basically a response whereby a defendant do not confirm or deny that evidence exists. And I'm saying it again, do not confirm or deny that evidence exists. Wow, 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 wow. Now, put on the brakes, people. Wait and listen up. To date, all of us have been speculating about what kind of visa Harry is on. We delved deep and read up about the various types of visas, but never, not once, have we even imagined that Harry's visa application does not exist. Not once. And now? Well, there are two possibilities, and both are equally devastating. The one is that DHS used Harry's privacy as their defense. Well, that did not work because Harry violated his own privacy by giving those interviews and about writing about his drug abuse in his book, even admitting to rolling a joint at Tyler Perry's home in the United States, an illegal act for a foreigner in the United States. Then DHS lawyers tried the defense that Harry exaggerated his drug use in order to sell his books. Well, that does not work either, because Harry was a public figure long before he met Meghan and long before he even moved to the United States. So if the Heritage Foundation needs proof of Harry's drug use before he entered the United States, they can ask any of us and we'll gladly provide them with headline upon headline concerning Harry's conduct and his drug use from a very young age. So concerned was his father that he took Harry to a rehabilitation center, albeit only for one day. There are also numerous other witnesses who could tell even more, as you can see from the excerpt on the screen. Also, witnesses living in the area of Highgrove. Yes, indeed, witnesses to testify to Harry's drug use are a dime a dozen, I'm afraid. So the second line of defense is also not a defense at all. So what now? As ridiculous as the previous two defenses, are they now going to claim that they cannot find Harry's visa application? Well, I have applied for numerous visitor visas in the past, and once your visa has been approved, it is applied to the inside of your passport. Now, different countries, different methods. It is either applied as a stamp or as something glued into your passport, or it is printed in your passport. So all they need to do is arrive at Harry's mansion, ask for his passport, and see where, when, and by whom it was issued. And having said that, I had a minor issue with my Canadian visa, And when I was on the phone to the High Commission, all I had to do was quote my application reference number, and I could hear them type on the computer in the background, whereafter they could give me a progress report. Now, do you want to tell me that the United States is actually so outdated that their applications are still stored in shoeboxes under tables and desks? No, I think not. So what the darn heck is going on here? Did Harry, Meghan, Archie, their dogs and her mama fly in on Tyler Perry's private jet, landed on a private airfield, was collected by one of his private gas-guzzling vehicles and drove to Tyler Perry's private estate? No visa. Maybe Harry had the intention to apply, but being Harry, the Duke, the Prince, the Earl, he thought he could do it whenever it suited him. Did he maybe think that the laws of the country did not apply to him? Really, folks, do you think it is possible that Harry does not have an American visa? I know it shouldn't be, and someone should have picked up on it sooner if he didn't have one. But we all know he had been traveling on his British passport. So maybe officials at airports were so in awe of meeting the prince, they took his British passport and stamped it without even thinking twice. Folks, initially, I did not pay much attention to this. I knew about it and the possible consequences and even spoke about it once or twice. But I think it is now becoming huge. If Harry does not have a visa, he should be deported immediately. And I mean, just pass go and keep going. At the same time, authorities also need to look into Archie's documentation. Does Archie have the appropriate documentation to be in the United States? If not, send him back to the United Kingdom along with his daddy. There are enough nannies and family to take care of him. Likely better than he is being taken care of in the United States. Okay, so far everything I said is factual or questions and suggestions based on the facts. So now for the bit of gossip. I was told that the extension is not because of the documents being missing or non-existent, but because it is being fixed. Allegedly, the king, with the approval of certain people in the United States government, consulted with lawyers to advise them which way would be best to fix it or not, to complete documentation admitting to prior drug use or then allow for Harry to return, albeit temporarily, to the United Kingdom. Allegedly, the king had asked for a few days' extension to consult with his advisors and with Harry and with the lawyers, and hence the reason for the latest filing in the United States. Now, is any of this true? I honestly don't know, but could that be part of the reason why Obama visited Rishi Sunak in private? Again, I don't know, but is it possible? Absolutely. Certainly it is possible. Okay, guys and girls, so that is it from me for today. I hope you have a lovely day, and please take good care of yourselves until we meet again on the next one. Bye.